Hey, my amazing people. How are you? How are you guys doing tonight? I am super duper excited that you guys decided to join me tonight for one more topic, of course. So excited. Let me go ahead and log it on my phone because I want to be in the comment section too, okay? How are you guys doing tonight, though? How are you guys doing? How you guys feeling? It's a new month. New goals, new attitude, new start for a lot of different things, right? Again, it's your girl Nessa, Healing Your Silence. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you to all my subscribers, my new and existing subscribers. You guys have been an amazing part of this journey, and I just want to tell you thank you guys so much in case I haven't done so in a long time, right? Always a pleasure to hang out with you. And tonight's topic, as you see, is why am I attracting the same kind of partners? Everywhere I go, every turn I make, I'm attracting the same kind of people. And my question is to me, and I want us to have this discussion tonight, right? I do have a special guest coming on to be a part of this awesome conversation and hearing it from a man's perspective. So I can't wait to introduce our special guest. In the meantime, don't forget to hit the like button. And if you haven't already subscribed to this channel, it's a perfect opportunity for you to subscribe to this channel. Hit that notification bell so every time when I post new content, you'll be the first one to know. So this way you don't miss anything, all right? You don't want to miss some of these juicy topics because as the summer heats up and you already know these narcissists is going to be out here in these streets, your girl gonna be delivering all these content to you. I don't want you to miss anything. On this channel, we tap into unhealed wounds that have left you broken for a long time. This way, you don't stay in that broken place. Instead, we gonna heal those wounds. We gonna get you to a place of loving yourself. And in order for you to do that, to love yourself, you'll be able to attract the love of your life and being this forever love. Okay, that's the ultimate goal. And again, I'm super excited to have you. Hey, Queen Leandra. Good night, my love. Listen, fam, I appreciate you guys. And what I'm going to do is we're going to have our conversation in the early part. And don't hesitate to drop your questions in the comments section because what I want to do is provide you with all the information as best as possible and then leave a Q&A section so that you guys could be able to ask questions, or we could even ask each other some questions to answer some of the questions that maybe you guys have to make it much easier for you, right? Yes, girl. I'm with it. Yes, I appreciate y'all so much. Again, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to this channel, and it's your girl Nessa. Let's get into it, y'all. Without further ado, y'all met him already. Y'all met him. Big Unk, Coach Rez. He's coming on to give us another perspective from a man's point of view on why we keep attracting the same kind of partners in our life. I need to know because it's about time I attract the love of my life. Okay, let's get into it, y'all. Unmute, Coach Rez, and welcome. We appreciate you. Thank you so much for joining us tonight.
Come on now.
Thank you.
I appreciate you. I appreciate you. It's always a pleasure to be on your platform and to be able to share ideas and points of views with you. So I appreciate that. Thank you for having me. Thank you
Absolutely.
for having me. You know who it is. It's your boy, life and relationship coach, your favorite, Big professionally known as Coach Rez. And let's get into it.
Well, I took some notes because I wanted to make sure that I was able to get into this. So I took some notes and I want to jump straight into them. I'm not going to hesitate because I want to go right into it, right?
Let's get it.
So the concern that I have, right? And before I even jump right into my notes, the concern that I have is I'm not just attracting one. It wasn't just one narcissist. Hey, Alicia. Hey, Queen. Thank you so much for coming in, my love. Thank you. You're going to love our conversation tonight, okay? We're talking about why we keep attracting the same kind of people. So, girl, jump right into it, okay? I wanted to know because it wasn't just one narcissist that I attracted, right? So it was just a bit puzzling for me, like why I keep attracting these kind of people, What was it about me that is drawing these people to me? And I'm like, or is it that I got a type? Because in all honesty, I do.
Yeah, that could play a part.
It could, right?
That could play a part.
And I feel like I'm hitting on the challenging part of things now.
Yeah.
Because I got a type. And my type was really, growing up, that tall, dark, slender, with them bow legs kind of thing.
What?
Yeah.
Okay.
Listen.
Okay. Well, tell the people
Like
what
I said,
you like.
right?
Tell the people what you like. Yeah.
It's what I like, right?
Okay.
But you know what? I've never been a skinny person. I've never been a skinny person. Lean, slim, thick, whatever you call it. But to be skinny, but I've always been attracted to slim guys.
Yeah.
And it's funny because remember we were on our TikTok channel, and I think you mentioned it about the projecting. Like people are looking, or they're looking at things that they're projecting their issues from the inside out onto you. Because remember, the person was talking about my stomach, right? You know how transparent I am about shit, right? They were talking about my stomach. And it's like, you're talking about my stomach, but yours is taking over the entire view, But it makes sense.
Tell it like it is, friend.
But it really makes sense. They're saying hi to you in the comment section. I don't know if you can see it.
Hey, how you doing? Hey, everybody doing in the chat, man. Hey, shout out to y'all. See our girl. Let's edit again.
You know what? Let me put it up so you can see that they shouting you out in the comment section. Look, Queen Leanne just shouting you out. Alicia shouting you out.
Okay, then.
You get shout out in here, okay?
Yeah.
Let's show my people love, because we are here for you supporting, okay?
We gonna have talk today, y'all. We gonna talk.
Right. But I really see, like, it does make sense though, because for me, I've never been slim, but that's been my type. So that's you. That revelation hits different though.
But respectfully, right? I don't think that, in my opinion, and I'm not gonna say for everybody, but I don't think that it has anything to do with that, because preference doesn't. I don't know. See, like you said, that's something that's reflected from the inside. That's something that somebody's dealing with from the inside, because when we talk about what somebody look like, appearance, or 10 or 9, or she at 8, or he at 6, or he at 5, or she at 3, or whatever, right? In whose eyes, from whose perspective? Beauty, right, to me, is when you feel good about the way that you look. Notice how many times I said you, and I could have kept going. You know what I'm saying? Like, because it's a personal thing. It's when you got confidence, you may not be the best looking person in other people's eyes. So if you got something that's on you that you feel is a flaw, but in other people, they might not even be looking at that. And a lot of times men are not looking at some of the things that y'all women think we're looking at. And we be like, man, we're not worried about that. But that's what y'all think we worried about. So y'all are kind of.
But you see how you just said that? Like, men a lot of times are not looking at some of the things that we think are issues, right?
Right.
But that's not how we feel though.
Right.
That's not how we feel. We feel like we're not good enough. We feel like we don't meet your standards. Like, you attracted to me? Like, are you sure you're not playing games or running games with me? Like, so we will be insecure and be thinking about stuff like that, because we really don't think so that it's really true.
And listen, when you have people of character, right, from a man's perspective, it happens to men too. There are a lot of men, right, who get women who they feel like, I don't know how I got her, bro, but he got her. But it ain't that there's nothing wrong with him. Now, I might look at him like, look at this cornball, he goofy. But at the same time, it's all in saying, wow, you know what I'm saying? It's really giving credit to, like, wow, bro, I wouldn't even suspect that you got somebody who look like that. So it's like, it's the same thing. Men go through it too. You know what I'm saying? Because it's just all about your self-esteem. So again, it comes back to yourself. if you got low self-esteem, or if you have issues with your body, and that's what it all boils down to. If you comfortable with you and you love how you look, you beautiful. I'm telling you, a man is going to be able to find beauty in it, just because of the
appreciate you sharing that. I love that you said that, because
ask the men. Is there any men in the chat? Ask.
I don't know if there's any guys. If there's any guys in the chat, let me know how you guys feel about what Coach Rez just said. If it resonates with you, drop a comment in the comment section and let's talk about it. And even if you're not so comfortable on here to talk about it, like I said, DM me, send me a message or whatever. We still could address the issue, right? But I appreciate you saying that, because that's not how I felt when I was with the narcissistic person. Because all my life I knew I was attractive, I knew I was beautiful, but I didn't feel like that when I was with that person.
Now let me ask you this question.
Go ahead.
Don't know nothing about the situation for real. Was he putting you down at times and talking about things that he knew that you were subconscious about?
Some yes, because it was never supportive. So he never said that I was unattractive or anything like that, and he never shamed me like
that. He
didn't
have a way of showing you that.
But there was the environment was negative. The environment was nasty. The environment, like he knew I was beautiful, so it was never a question about my face, my physical face. But it was more, and what's crazy though, and I'm gonna be honest with you. Nails broken, I was comfortable around him with my nails broken, no makeup, feet not done, hair busted. I was that like I was that comfortable around him being like that in my rawest form, like raw. That man saw me through my rawest form.
Does he have to be able to accept that?
He told me if I was 600 pounds, he would have been okay with it, right? But that was him verbalizing that to me, right?
Let me tell you something.
Because I was already feeling bad about our relationship, our environment. I try to change so many things about myself that maybe it's me. Maybe I could do something different. Maybe I could change something else about me. The list goes on about the things that I wanted to change about myself. And he was just a slender person that I'm like, you look gorgeous. I wish if you would work out with me, But this is what you said, that now I need to answer what you just said, right? I would beg him to work out with me. He would tell me that I'm sleeping with everybody at the gym to discourage me from going to the gym. I bought every workout equipment at the house to work out. He will be gone. So I have young babies trying to work out, and I don't have no time for myself. So I never had my me time to devote myself. So I never put me first, because I was never treated with any care or anything. So even though I had all these workout equipments, it's different when you're in the gym or around like-minded people, or even someone saying, hey, let me take the kids and go for a drive. Give you some time for yourself. There was no thoughtfulness. There was no consideration. There wasn't anything like that. So, of course, I feel broken more, and I feel more terrible because I never got any time to do anything. So, of course, it's like you're watching me in the corner like, ha ha, look at you. You're doing everything by yourself. This is how they operate. Narcissistic people they're selfish. They don't care zero about you. So here I am getting bigger and getting bigger. I was as big as 300 pounds, 296 pounds. Had I had one more sandwich or burger or a meal, I would have tipped the scale to 300 pounds. And I'm not saying anything to make anybody else feel some type of way for weighing what they weigh. That's not it. This is personal, right? And that's what I'm saying. Why do I keep attracting these type of people who they're not supportive, right? They're not thoughtful. meaningful and they're not helpful in any way. So unless I get to really understand what was happening in that relationship, then I could really get to the bottom of certain things to see what exactly am I looking for in a partner going forward. Because I did not have time and space for myself to breathe, to really decompress, right? And it wasn't like that.
Right.
So
That's
here we
important.
are having this conversation where you were asking me just now, the question is, was he making me feel bad indirectly?
Right. So,
Right?
yeah.
Indirectly, he didn't have to do, he did verbalize a lot of things, right? You know, I'm sleeping with everybody at the gym, or me and my gym man. It don't matter. Listen, I tried everything and I stopped going to the gym to please him. That didn't work either. It don't matter what I did, nothing pleased him, nothing worked.
Yeah, that's an issue in itself. A lot of men do that, and it's solely to just to. I know a lot of men ain't gonna want me to say this, but I gotta give them the sauce, y'all. Men do that to discourage you. You know, that's what it is. They do that to
And
discourage you with the mission that you, because they feel like they don't want nobody else looking at you. They don't want this.
that's exactly, and you're right. You're right. That's exactly what it is. Because and look at it. They're insecure, so they want you now to feel insecure. So whatever's going on with them, they're putting it onto you. So guess what? Over time of being with someone like this, you're going to start adapting their traits. You're going to start taking on their form, their behaviors, things about them. And that's why we now become insecure and we're ashamed and our heads are held down and we walk in this shamefulness about things that we're not confident, our shoulders are not back, and chest up and stuff like that, because they've devalued us so much. And one of the things to make you feel terrible about being in a relationship with one of them, right, is that they'll use intimacy and sex as a weapon. They'll give it to you and then they'll withdraw it from you and punish you. So that's a form of punishment. And a lot of people, I don't think they really understand attracting these kind of people, how dangerous it is. So while it might be a type and a look and stuff like that, we gotta go deeper.
So let's
We
go.
gotta go deeper to more meaningful stuff.
So
Hence
let's
the
go deep.
reason. Huh?
So let's go deeper with it.
Let's jump right into the questions, and you know what? I even have the first deep questions to ask about situations like this to find out what do we do, right? So when it comes to a relationship, there are many important questions to ask to gain a better understanding of yourself and your potential partner. Let's jump into a few questions to ask. And the first one that I have is, and I'll throw this one at you, Unc, right? What are your long-term goals and aspiration in life? So, and we don't even have to stay long on each question because I have a few of them lined up here. Like I told you, I took some notes today. These are some questions that I would love for you guys to ask, because we know what we've been through, right? We know what we've experienced. But why is it that we keep attracting these type of men that put us through things like this, or even women for that matter? Because women do it too. Men have low self-esteem. They're not confident. They're not certain about their self. They have mommy issues as well too. Like women have daddy issues and mommy issues as well too, right? So if we go deeper and ask some more meaningful questions, I feel like narcissists don't like to answer these type of questions. They can't go this deep. They could fluff it, but you'll pick up on stuff after a period of time because their actions need to match their words and proven over time. So here goes our first questions, right? Let me just repeat it in case you guys want to write these down. Take notes. Listen, feel free. Watch it on the replay. For those of you guys watching on the replay, hit a pause button, take notes, and
Don't
come
forget to
back
like.
later.
Don't forget to like and comment on this video. Come on, support and I'll support.
I appreciate y'all so much. So the first question I have is, what are your long-term goals
And
now and aspiration in life?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you answer a question? So we could role play. We could really even role play with some of these things. What do you think? You want to take a shot at it?
Go ahead.
So we're out, you know. Wait, hold on. Before I even continue, let me tell you, my queen in here, she ain't playing with us, okay? Look at her. She ain't not playing. You see that? Of course.
What you said? Of course.
But before, look at this. Somebody, Alicia had said this earlier. How we empaths find each other. Um, he don't have to extra be, or he don't have to be extra because I'm not extra. You know what? We're definitely gonna come back to your question a little bit later because I definitely want to answer your question, but I want to do it properly because this is how we're gonna answer your question through our activity right now. Okay. So meet and greet, we're already past that stage. I got you, Alicia. You know, I got you, Queen. Meet and greet, we're already past that stage. So here goes. So Riz, what are some of your long term goals and aspiration in life?
Some of my long-term goals, I think my number one is being a better father for my children. That is a long-term goal. Until the day that either I leave or they leave, I want to strive to always be a better father and be able to give them and pour into them just a little bit more than what they would have had I not missed so many years of their life, right? As young women. That's my number one. Number two, I want to be able to help and support and give back to as many people as I possibly can and be able to get paid for it and live comfortably while I do so. Hence the reason why I am going as hard as I am, y'all, and I am pushing as far as I can push just to take all my little successes and make them grow and water those seeds and make them blossom into big successes. So those are just two of my long-term goals. And finally, before I leave this earth, I want to be able to leave a big impact and create a great legacy that's going to like really need somebody to push it all the way to the limits to be able to even stand up to it. So I want to be like one of them people that's 200 years after I'm here, that painting, you know, that old movie where you walk in that house and see that big, like 6, 7 feet by 5 feet painting of this old man. They be like, who is that? And they be like, that's my great, great, great grandfather. He did such and such, and be able to tell my story and so that I'll live forever. Those are my three biggies. That's all it is. Men don't want much. We simple. Just
And you
family.
know what? Ladies, and for the ladies in the comments, yeah, if y'all want me to go deep, let me know.
Go
But
deep.
I'm gonna just stop right here for a quick second, and I'll tell you why I'm gonna stop. Right? So we gotta listen, us ladies, okay? Because men know exactly what to tell us to get in our ears. The moment they get into our ears, it kind of goes right to our hearts, and we already know the direction where it goes next. Okay.
That was really how that was really how I felt though. I know we was role playing, but I can only answer how I really feel
Because
like
it's the
in real
truth.
life.
Right. And I appreciate that. And that's why I wanted to stop to let the ladies know. I know I could go deeper with these, but because we have more deep questions, I'm going to let those kind of answer. But I wanted to stop here to let you know he just said what he said, right, ladies? So I just met this man. We're talking. He just said what he said. He said he wants to leave a legacy behind. He want to do so. So another follow-up question would be, so what are you doing in preparation for this legacy that you're trying to leave behind, right? And that's what I'm saying. I could have gone deeper, but why I'm saying this is
Yeah.
because we got to listen. You want to do something, so what are your plans for doing that? You know, how did you plan on getting it done? And
Right.
everything that this man is telling you,
Come on,
ladies,
come on now.
document it back here because he needs to show it over time.
Mm-hmm. And
You
it's gonna
don't
start to
sit
make
here
sense.
and try to school this man, okay? You don't sit here and try to, oh, so when you gonna get this done? That's his goals, not yours. You need to allow him space and observe and watch him prove what he just, because he sold you something just now. Okay. You could put it on layaway. You ain't got to buy it. You could pay down on it. Okay. He just sold you something. Okay. If you want it, it's yours. But listen and allow him space and time to prove this to you over time. You're not discouraging. You're not side eyeing. That's none of your business. That's his dreams, not yours. By listening to this person, you will know if their dreams, their goals align with you. Another thing I heard him saying is that he's thoughtful. Okay, he wants to give back to people. So I heard him saying he's thoughtful. That means he's not a selfish man. So we got to listen, not to respond, but listen to understand. Okay. So I just heard that he's a thoughtful man. And that's why I stop here. Because ladies, yes, I could go deep into this. I know that already. But I want to pull out the lessons here for us to really see, what did we hear just now? Okay. Because yes, it sounds good. But what are you hearing though? And that's what I want us to start going deeper into things. When people are speaking, what are you hearing? Because that makes a difference on how you respond.
Come on.
He's a thoughtful person, one. He's also generous because he's giving back to people. So these are things that you got to listen out for. And some people would be a show off doing it. That's that grandiose narcissist, right? That's what they do. However, there's more to it. There's empathy. Because listen, this could have been like he wanted a praise for seeing that painting on the wall, but it's a legacy because he did say he want to leave a legacy for y'all to know who that is. It's a part of the family. So it's not for self-praise, it's for the family. So we got to listen when they're speaking, because the ladies, we're attracting a certain kind of people because we are
Right.
not listening to respond. We're not listening to understand, rather we're listening to respond. So that's why I want us to really listen, take the time and ask these more deeper, meaningful questions, because it's not a yes or no, it's more interactive. Right. And let me know if you guys are enjoying this so far. We're still going to continue though, because we got to leave this information up. Hey, Kanita Queen, I appreciate you, my love. So did you want me to just go one-on-one, or you want to ask me back another question that you?
No, like this is
okay, got you. Okay. I love this second one. Okay.
Yeah.
So I appreciate so action. Okay. Sorry. Action. Wow, that sounds really interesting that you I know, right? I'm mad cheesy. Don't play with me, okay? It sounds really interesting that you're doing all of these things, and sounds like you got a lot of things figured out. I would definitely love to be a part of your development and growth in what you're doing. And I'm into stuff like that too. So maybe one day, we could collab about something. So I would love to know, how do you handle conflicts and disagreement in a relationship? So I know we all got emotions, because you seem really nice, and I'm enjoying our conversation thus far. But if we're in a relationship, how do you handle conflict or disagreement? What does that look like for you?
Now, that's a great question. And the way I'm going to answer this is going to all bring it to the center for you, because it all depends on who you are. The person because I can only control me. So the person that is in front of me that I'm dealing with, it depends on who that person is. We individuals, so I can't approach conflict the same with every individual. So if you're saying you can't, so we're not talking about how do I approach conflict in general. We're talking about the relationship. So in a relationship, I would have to know the woman, because if I know that she's the type of woman that gets upset and her feelings is hurt or her emotions is high or anything that upsets her, then I will probably do something to counter that. I will probably not argue, but be the calm voice to say, you know what, let's just take some time, take a deep breath, be able to reflect on what we're talking about. Sometimes it's just good to just agree to disagree for the moment, come back to it, and resolve the issue later. Is that okay with you?
And while that's like pretty normal, right? It seems okay.
Mm-hmm.
I'm somebody who I could be hot headed at times. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
letting you know that off the top. So if I'm listen, I'm I'm not trying to say who I am is who you see and everything, but I could be very calm and I could be very humble.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm gonna be honest with you. I have a short fuse for nonsense. So I do have a little impatient. I get impatient at times. Hey Shamilia, it's been a while, Queen. I love you. I do have a short fumes at times, and sometimes I do snap because I get triggered. So I'm just being honest with you. That's just something that I am actively working on right now, is learning how to be more patient. But I do snap sometimes, and that's just something that I'm aware of it, and I'm actively working on it.
Now, this can go two ways because if you tell me this up front, then you give me the choice to say, I don't want to mess with this crazy lady. Or, I understand that we all have been through some things. We all get emotional. I can work with that. You just did me a favor because you gave me the choice to say, do I want to deal with this crazy lady? Because she's telling me she could. You get what I'm saying? But on the other hand, if I knew that I was on some nonsense and I approached you and everything that radiated off you in that moment or the moments that we got together or went out to talk or whatever showed me that you was a serious type of woman, I wouldn't even approach you. Like when I met you right there on the spot, when I met you, if you let it be known that you ain't with the, you get what I'm saying? People, when people meet people, and I think a lot of times as people we use this as an excuse or justification. We know who we getting involved with. We know who we getting involved with. We see the signs and symbols when they say hello. But because we're so mesmerized by what we see in front of us, we're willing to toss to the side the inconsistencies or the red flags, however small they may be, that we see right there as soon as we meet the person. We be knowing, like, I know he probably ain't no good for me, but shoot, he look good to me. So, you know what I'm saying? It's like food. No, this ain't no good, but god dang it. You know what I'm saying?
But you gonna get it right.
So I think it has you have to really understand your partner. And so if I'm just meeting you and you tell me that, like I said, it could have went either two ways. Either if I know I'm on some nonsense, I'd be like, oh yeah, she seems serious. I'm not be like, have a nice day. But if we go past that point, then you tell me that I'm gonna respect that because I'm gonna say, well, you know what? She let me know she got a few issues. I could be a little, what Martin say, I could be a little crazy and deranged. Listen, so it's on me to say I'm willing to deal with all that craziness, like, or nah, 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 nah. Have a nice night, sweetheart. So at the end of the day, conflict could be resolved and be um it don't have to always come to conflict. I think, like you said, if you just know the person that you approach, if you guys are upfront about the values and the things that you stand on, your standards that you set for yourself in the beginning, then a lot of time you can avoid the conflict. We oftentimes find ourselves in conflict because we know we shouldn't get in that situation, but we do it anyway. And so when the
And you know
conflict
what?
come, we be mad, but it be like, I knew what the outcome
Right.
was gonna be. I
And
was willing to take that risk.
ladies and men, right? So
Both.
the reason I'm doing this transparency thing and whatever is because when you start to heal, when you start to tap into the true person that you are, you're comfortable with everything about you. you accept everything about you. So expressing and talking about who you are is nothing to be ashamed of, because you once were ashamed of that, but now you accept everything about you. So you can freely let somebody know exactly who you are, because guess what? You cannot scare off the right person. Yes, there's such a thing as too much information too soon or whatever, but for the right person, it will not be, because you're going deeper. You're asking more deeper, meaningful questions, because you are looking for something long lasting, a long-term relationship. So you cannot go too deep asking certain questions, because you're vetting, you're looking for your partner, you're looking for a life partner. These are things that are important to you. So yes, ask these questions. Yes, dig deep. And if you're, and you know what it is? I told him I'm aware of it. Self-awareness is a thing. It's not an excuse, but it's accepted. I told him I do have an issue that I recognize it is an issue. And I'm working on it. So for him, if that's a red flag for him, then it's his type. That's what is considered to be a red flag for him. But if for him, he's saying that, like he said earlier, nobody is perfect. Everybody got something that they're going through. Everybody has something that they're dealing with. And mine is that I don't have the patience for nonsense. That's reasonable. That's it's reasonable that I don't have patience for games and nonsense, and it makes me snap, right? So if that's a red flag for you, then I already know that you're probably into games, or maybe I'm just not that person for you, because games, you should not want to play games either. So I'm letting you know up front some of the things that are non-negotiable for me. Right. So you're still learning about me.
We self-sabotage ourselves when we tell each other. See, I say things sometimes against the norm because it makes sense, right? How do we tell each other and encourage each other? Don't give a person too much on the first date, or don't, withhold something. Yeah, there's supposed to be certain mystery about your character, right? Because you have to allow for a person to see you as who you are. Because if not, then that's going to leave the door open for them to come in with the tomfoolery. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what give people the the green light to come in and play the games that they play, because we don't put our foot down in the beginning and say flat out what it is that we looking for. We don't ask the necessary questions, right? Along the dating process, the vetting process. So I think, like, we have to really, 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 really think long and hard about the person that we choose to date. Because usually if you're dating with and for a purpose, you're dating for a relationship, an engagement, a marriage. That's like your one of your long-term goals. Unless you just want to keep playing games, because we all can just keep playing games. You know what I'm saying? But if you really want to see it,
then that's not a part. Then you would know, like you said, if it's a person that's playing games, their answers is going to tell you right away. Their responses is going to tell you right away, which goes right into the next question that I have is, what do you value most in a partner and a relationship? See? So what do you value most in a partner? So here we are now, going into deeper questions, asking more meaningful questions, because what you got pretty eyes. I value your smile. Are you kidding me? So all these external things is what you value most in a relationship or in your partner. So even for me, I'll take a shot at what I value most in a partner.
Okay.
One of the things that I value most in a man is a man who could keep his word. See, that's something so important to me, a man of his word. because it tells me that he has integrity and his word is important to him. And at the end of the day, you don't have nothing else but your word, right? So if you could stand on your word, that means a lot to me, because that's allowing me to be able to trust you. And trust is something that's very important to me in a relationship. So for me personally, I want to be able to trust my partner. If there's no trust, I can't be with you. So if you say you're going to do something and you keep your word, you already letting me know that I could trust you. And allowing allowing your actions to prove over time. So your words followed with your actions, they're proven over time. So that tells me that you have integrity, and it tells me that you're a person of character. A mistake that I was making in the past, and I'll talk about that, is to be too quick. And ladies, we're guilty of this, to be too quick. If a man says he's going to call you back, now, just like how you're waiting for that phone call, right? You just met this person. You're waiting for this phone call. This man just met you. You're on his mind. You are here on his mind, okay? Or should be. And he don't call you back. That's a red flag. But don't be so quick to judge. Just pay attention. Peep it the first time. Because just the same way how you met him and you guys had this great interaction, you're on his mind and he's thinking about you. This man probably can't wait to call you. Like,
Right.
if you told him to call you at 7, he's at the phone at 7:45, just watching, counting down the time to call you. So when this other person now does not return your phone call a day or two or whatever, that's a big red flag. That's not a person of integrity, because they know that they're supposed to call you back. But guess what? They didn't call you at 7 o'clock. They call you the next day, or they call you at 1 a.m. or 10 o'clock that night or 11 o'clock that night. It's how you respond. That's what's going to dictate the next step. It's how you respond to that. Go ahead. Go ahead. Go ahead, Rez.
Because I got a lot to say about that. But
Go
ahead. Yeah. Y'all know
what do you value most in a partner in a relationship?
Chew, smoke. So did you want me to answer the question first?
Or? No, you take it. Oh, you take it from there. You could take the question first or the response first, because it's a combination, and I think it might just tie in together. So absolutely, shoot.
Well, okay. First, I'll ask. I want to get off into. I kind of disagree with. Well, I don't want the narrative to be that, because there's so many different things to life, right?
Mm-hmm.
Where I'm trying to figure out a good way to articulate this.
No, you're doing good. You're doing good. Listen, you're doing good. Trust me. I know where you're going, and you're doing good.
All men, because from the statement what you just said, you said that, I'm trying to paraphrase it. You said that if a man doesn't call you back the first, say that part one more time.
Well, so so what I'm saying is that, say for example, you tell a lady that, okay, you know what, I'm gonna call you this evening at 6 o'clock, right? And you got tied up, you got busy or something. There's a thing called communication. But if that's taken away and you don't do anything, but you call her at maybe 11 o'clock at night or 1 o'clock in the morning, these are inappropriate times, these are inappropriate times.
So are we saying that?
Go ahead.
So are we saying that these things are consistent?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, okay. No, I just didn't want it to be thought of that if this happens one time, that a person may not have actually had something for real that was going on.
No, there's a thing called communication.
If it's consistently happening, then yeah, you know what I'm saying? But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of times people sometimes feel too entitled also, because communication is key. But in life, there's also a thing called precedent. Some things are more important than others. So that may be great advice that, hey, if a person is showing you certain inconsistencies or certain things that he's doing that you may not really favor so much, but it's not nothing super huge, but maybe in your mind, you're saying this could be a clue, right? Sometimes it's not always that. Sometimes things can seem to be something that is not. But I'll get into the question. It said, you said, what do I value most in a partner? I think I value most a woman that knows how to nurture. A woman.
The two C's.
Listen.
The two C's, concern and care. Because I hear this a lot from men.
Yeah.
They really want that concern and care.
Listen. A woman that knows how to nurture and knows the difference between nurture and nature. A woman who is not just acting out of instinct, but a woman who knows how to carefully take care of, nurse something. That's it right there. That's what I value most. And it can be on many different scales though. That's all a man wants.
But it's so broad when we really start breaking it down of some of the great values, that a person could really bring in a relationship. It's pretty endless. If you really ask me, it's endless. It's a lot of things that could be so valuable in a relationship because you could keep digging deeper into it, right? Care and concern goes a long way. Love and respect, thoughtfulness, somebody who is a protector, so many things that's a value in a relationship.
Listen, a guy will be fixing something in the house for y'all and be in there frustrated because the kids done tore up something and we make a mistake and hit our hand with the hammer. And it's just, if you on the phone in there and you don't say, baby, you okay in there?
Are you all right?
Come in there, you good? Let me, and maybe even, let me see. It's just the nurture. We good. We gonna be like, well, we good, baby. We gonna stick our chest out like, I'm good, ain't nothing but a little bit, and get back to work. But we just want to know that you care. We want you to show concern as to how we feel emotionally, and that's why we've been talking about that. So that's all most men really want. And if we get that, we give you the check. You can get the check.
So ladies,
because we're gonna know, we're gonna trust and know that if I give you this check, that's why most men don't know how to. If right now, if they woman left, they'd be like, "Now, what place I got to call to pay this light bill?" Because I think he was paying. They don't even know what's going on.
You not lying. You are not lying.
Other than a cell phone bill and something like that. Listen, when it comes to talking about bills,
we really do everything. We be paying all the bills. We do everything.
Listen, this our favorite line because I'm gonna tell you this mine. I'm about to put this money in the joint account. Just listen, take care.
Just cut. So let me get right. Let me get right to
I know because it's
Alicia's question. Let me put up Alicia's question because she's been waiting patiently. Okay, let me put up her question so you can answer her question.
Okay.
She says, "How do we empaths find other empaths? He don't have to be extra because I'm not extra." Well, let me tell you. You want to go at it first? Go ahead.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the biggest way that empaths find other empaths. Trauma bonding. A lot of us who take on a lot of other people's energy, we take it on because we can empathize with the person, with the individual, because we most likely have been through it too. So we always seem to meet a guy, and you ever notice, you be like, it's crazy because his mother was doing this and my mother did that too. And he grew up like this, and you grew up similar to that too. It's always something that connects you to that person to where you feel comfortable enough to be intimate and allow that person to be into your intimate space because you feel like we share some type of common bond. So that's how and why most empaths seem to attract and find other empaths, because it's like attract alike. You get what I'm saying? That's why when they say opposites attract, what they're saying is opposites some usually make for good couples because it's like a puzzle. I wrote a poem one time. I'm gonna find it. I swear I'm gonna find it. But I had a line in this poem because I used to write poetry, right? I don't know why I stopped because my daughter do the same thing. But it said, I wrote, when you are somebody's perfectly fitting piece to their puzzle. When you are that person's perfectly fitting piece, you are opposite. You get what I'm saying? The space that's carved out for that piece to fit in is actually shaped opposite of the other one in order for it to work. And so that's why it's good when you have a duality where, like, even we talk about that during the president election. You want somebody that's stern, then you want the person that's kind of soft too. You want some, you have to have
balance. It's that balance.
Duality. You can't just have two people that's headstrong or two people that's, it don't work. You know what I'm saying? But usually when people been through similar things, it's easy for y'all to find common bonds. And so that's how you attract that person. And you end up being with that person because you like, but we just got so much in common. And they grew up just like me. And like we just be all soft for it.
Soft and gooey.
Instead of saying like Matumbo used to say, and no, hold on, let's have a conversation.
And that's it.
So how did you grow up?
Yes.
Oh, because my mother did this. So you have schizophrenia. Your mother was schizophrenic? Because my mother was schizophrenic. So you need to know that about me. Because although I haven't allowed for it to control and reflect who I am as an individual, it's still a part of my nature.
Your makeup, right?
Of my makeup from my mother. So she could have possibly, you know what I'm saying, shared that. And you need to know that, should I take
There's some stuff going on up there.
Like my wife, no, listen. Think about it. I tell people in a minute, and I use this phrase as a joke, but I'll be dead serious. When people get on my nerves, I say, "What you think I did 18 years for stealing hamburgers?" And they be like, "Huh?" And then they start laughing. Like, it makes sense,
right?
Like when somebody try to play me, I be like, "Listen, I ain't do 18 years for stealing hamburgers." In other words, don't think I'm soft or that I'm weak-minded or weak physically or none of that. Like, don't take me for granted now because I'm way more sharper than what you think. In other words, you get what I'm saying? And so, listen, man, I'm telling you, be something else.
It's really good to find other empaths, right? But remember that some of the things that we've experienced with the narcissistic person is that they mirror us. So a lot of times you don't even know who is mirroring who. So they sit there and they'll watch you and they'll be like, oh, that happened to me too. So it's the same thing that we're talking about here, saying, oh, that's that trauma bond that bond us together because we've gone through some traumatic experience in life. So that trauma bond us together. But guess what? We're able to hold a conversation, go more deeper into the conversation, have facts, and have evidence to back up what we're talking about. They're slippery and they're tricky, but what you're going to notice is that their stories are never consistent. There's always a flaw in their story and it never adds up, even when they're mimicking and mirroring what empaths really do, because they have their story down packed to the T. And it's the same sympathetic story for you to have sympathy for them. Get into it and get to know this, okay? It's always them being the victim, right? You think about it, man. Let's think about it. Us as empaths who have gone through stuff, we don't operate as victims. We operate as victors. Right. We are very okay to talk about our stuff. We're not ashamed of it.
We've gone through that. We didn't sit in it. It happened to us. We acknowledged it. We faced it. We internalized it. We let that go. And now we're on the other side of it. So Like, I don't care. I tell you my life story. Like, you know what I'm saying? And
it's not a week. And people, and that's why I want my kings and queens that are in the comment section that are watching this on the live, on the replay. Listen, what I want to let you guys know, okay? I'm up here sharing what I've been through. And as y'all know, I am very much single. Do you think that I'm worried about somebody watching these videos and seeing all of what I've been through to come to run games on me? No, I'm not worried about it because, like I said, if I didn't feel comfortable sharing it, I would not have. If I feel like it's a weapon to be used against me, that means I didn't heal from it. So I want you guys to really understand that it's okay to talk about your experiences. It's okay to face the things that you've gone through, to heal from them, to go through them, to deal with them. It's absolutely okay. It's not a weapon, it's a flex, a big flex too. That's what it is. It's a flex. Go ahead, So I know we answered her question. Did you want us to do just one final question and kind of wrap the night up? We did
yeah,
pretty good though.
yeah. I think this was beautiful. Listen, we have to treat this like a baby. You can't
A
feed
bank.
a baby a rockabye. You can't
Oh,
feed
a baby. Oh, I
right.
thought you said like a bank because I'm like, you need to put good deposits in. What
No,
about the withdrawals?
see, listen, but we at the same thing. So the baby, although there's good nutrients in certain meats and certain vegetables and steaks and stuff, baby can't digest that just yet. So you have to get the good stuff. You have to go and get the stuff that's made for the baby's stomach. So we can only give, people so much because a lot of people are still sitting in this. A lot of people are still sitting in these type of traumas. A lot of people who are following us and who are on these TikToks and on these Instagrams and YouTubes are still in relationships right now with a narcissist. While they're sitting here watching this, they know he in the kitchen right now, opening the refrigerator door, making him a sandwich. You see what I'm saying? So we have to give it to them in stages so that they can digest it and really take it in. This is not a talking point.
Right.
We're a solution-based family. So I know every time that you come on here, you're coming on here giving this game because, hey, we're getting to a solution. This is what we're gonna do to protect ourselves from these types of people, individuals.
Right. And I appreciate you for going that route with things because it brings me right back to our original question, right?
Mm-hmm.
Why am I attracting the same kind of people repeatedly, right? Why I keep attracting the same kind of partners in my life? Why? And it's because we're not having these type of conversations, right? We're not doing this. And it's more external because as you guys can see, the questions that I've asked, I got one more to ask, right? But the questions that I've asked thus far, and Rez has asked and answered, are more deep and meaningful question, right? Because when you meet a person, it's obvious a physical attraction. There has to be some physical, there has to be something, right? But then what's next,
Mm-hmm.
right? So if a person keeps complimenting your physical attributes and your physical, they don't care nothing about a life with you. This is a
Come
short-term
on now,
thing.
because we're not gonna always look like this. Why people don't
You're
understand?
not.
People
You're
go through
not.
stuff. People have strokes. People be looking different. People go through accidents and get burnt. People, all kind of stuff happen. People get diabetes. People get limbs cut off. Are you willing to stick it out the long term? So it's got to
Right.
be about the intrinsic, deeper value of a person as opposed to the external, temporary, physical, finite thing of a person. We have to stop thinking like that. We got to go into the land of flesh, the land of where thoughts and action
Absolutely.
are created. Like somebody that's gonna love you. People worried about how somebody look, and that's the
Right.
I don't know. That's the crazy
So
thing.
my question, this is not even the final question, but here goes because you said that, right?
Mm-hmm.
Are you attracted to the person's mind? Are
Mm-hmm.
you attracted to their goals? Are you attracted to their dreams, their desires, their passions, and like are you attracted to something of substance with
Mm-hmm.
this person or this is just physically based? You know, and as we know, if we don't have good, strong, solid foundations, that person is going to bounce and leave you. So what substance, what depth are you looking for to build this type of relationship on? Where are you? What's your plan for the relationship? Because if you're looking for something short term, please do not ask none of these questions. This will get you caught up in a real good long term relationship. Okay, just saying. If you're not looking for something of substance, something deep and meaningful, and if you're not tired of attracting these same kind of people, then these questions are not for you. But if you are tired of attracting the same kind of people and the same kind of things, it starts within you. So it's really for you to see, am I giving off an attractive mind? Is my mind renewed? Is my mind attractive? Is my mind in the right place where it's supposed to be? Am I thinking on a certain level? Do I value myself? Do I see myself in certain standards, a certain level, a certain value? Is that the level and the standards that I hold myself to? Because how you treat yourself and the standards that you have for yourself is also going to determine the standards and how somebody else is going to come in and treat you, because people are going to treat you how they feel about you and how you allow them to treat you. So if you do not allow people to treat you a certain kind of way, they cannot. And that's why standards are important, because standards are put in place not for people. Boundaries are put in place not for people, but boundaries are put in place for you. Boundaries is to protect you because you've experienced certain things. So now here the boundaries in place to say, hey, I don't know. I no longer do this to myself. I no longer treat me this way. So I refuse to allow you to continue to treat me this way. You met me when I was mentally disabled. You met me when I was broken. You met me when I didn't know my value, and you met me when I didn't know my worth. You met me when I was going through the hard part of things, when my heart was in the wrong places. You met me when I was going through mommy issues and daddy issues and begging for them to accept me and to love me. That's who you met. But let me reintroduce you to the new me, okay? I no longer entertain nonsense. I smile at the fact that you're so close to me and you still don't have access to me. I smile at the fact that you want to know more about me, but my smile tells a different story. I would like you to be introduced to the woman that stand 10 toes on no. I used to be afraid to tell you no because I felt like if I hurt your feelings, you would no longer like me or you'll no longer care about me. Let me introduce you to the woman who understands I came into this world alone and I'm going out alone.
Right.
And with that, let's go into our last segment. Listen, guys, if you guys have not hit the like button, subscribe, and like the video, small intermission. Listen, y'all.
Subscribe, like, y'all, comment. Make sure y'all jump in the comments.
Give her all everything. Listen, guys, let me tell y'all something so much, man. This family right here, I love y'all so much, okay? Sometimes I be running from here, there, and there, and there, but I want to put myself in a better position to be able to give more, because it's so much to give, right? And when you start seeing relationship and understanding the value of a relationship, and you can teach and educate from that place, it's a great thing to offer to people, to let them know that love still exists. You know, everything that you've desired exists. It's just that sometimes we are not patient enough to wait on what's for us, because we jump at the first thing that smile at us, and we're not asking deep, meaningful questions. Because sometimes, yes, you want 10 and this person came with 3 and you're like, yes, but you could wait, because you're still going to be yearning for the whole 7. You're still going to be desiring that whole 7 that you're still missing. But I bet you if you hung out for at least 7, 8, or even 9, I mean, 9 is like, whoa, okay. But 7, 8, I feel like that's more reasonable to say, I'm happy I waited, because now I'm with someone who we have room to grow together, and we can actually interlock with each other and build together and finish up the rest of what we started, right?
It's something real.
It's more meaningful because both people have a different type of goal to achieve, right? They're looking for the same thing. And that's what you said earlier, Alicia, right? If you're still in the chat, how do you meet another empath? Have your goals and your desires. Focus on you, on your journey, and what is important to you. And you'll see when you find that right partner, because they're head deep doing the same thing and on the same kind of mission as you as well. So you're going to see that you guys want the same things. You guys are going after the same kind of things, because it don't have to be that, oh, I want to be a banker and you got to be a banker too. That's not what it is. It's a mind thing, right? You guys have more long-term goals, more ambition, more productivity. You don't want to leave a legacy behind, like Coach Red said earlier, right? Have a mission. There's a purpose. There's a direction. And both people see how I could hold your hand, you could hold my hand, we could both hold each other's hand, and we could get through this journey together. So you going somewhere. It's important to ask these questions. Your long-term goal, where are you going? What direction are you heading? Yes, about your life past. Yes. You know what? So what if I don't know how to cook? Let's order out. So what if I don't know how to do laundry? We could get somebody to help us. Maybe you know how to do it. These are tangible things. But what is the person's soul behind all of this? Are you willing to give up the person's soul for tangibles that could be fixed? Those are fixable things, right? So don't let somebody come and start marketing and advertise to you, telling you, oh, I could wash, I could cook, I could clean. There's a maid for stuff like that. I'm just saying. And I'm not saying that that's what you should be thinking about, but think about the bigger picture. Can you guys build a legacy, create the lifestyle that you want to live, to be able to pay for a maid to do those things that you can't do? So don't let that be the driving force, that you accept certain things that are not okay with you and they're not long-term or even meaningful for that matter. Okay. So I know you guys have been with us for the night, okay? And I was trying to keep it to an hour, y'all, but we kind of pushing it a little bit. So I'm gonna just ask my last final question,
we on BPT,
and let's get our thoughts on this, okay? And guys, do not hesitate. I appreciate you guys so much for hanging out in the comment section and being here with me. I love y'all so much endlessly, okay? And listen, y'all, I'm gonna be streaming from in the Caribbean next week, okay, y'all? I'm going on vacation. Don't let these jokers play with y'all. Go out here, live your life, enjoy, live. Y'all know I was in Paris the other day. I was in Dublin, London, Paris. I'm heading to Jamaica next on vacation. Don't play with it. Don't play with it, okay? So my last and final question. Let me turn on this ear to get some cool ear in here while I'm getting a little toasted. Is how do you envision balancing independence and togetherness in a relationship? Bring it. Look at my queen. Oh, you see who? Wait. Hold up. Look on the comment section. Do you see who just popped in? Do you see that?
Okay.
So you know what we gotta do. Let me tell you something, guys. Before you get into this last question, okay? Before you get into this last question, okay? Let me stop, take a moment, guys, to let you guys know we're having an after party on TikTok, okay? So meet us. This conversation goes on, okay? Just so y'all know, it don't stop right here, okay? Because we want to bring more people in, more point of views, more perspective, and this is going to get deeper, okay? So without further ado, you see Nikki popped up in here because she's looking like, wait, it's 9 o'clock. Where you at? Okay. Where are you? Okay. So Nikki, we coming, baby girl. We coming. But without further ado, let's jump into this last question, y'all. So let me just repeat it back to you. And this is a good question, guys, to ask about any relationship, y'all. Just listen. You're not hurting. You're not losing anything, okay? You can't lose. You always win. You never lose. The last question I got, it says, how do you envision balancing independency and togetherness in a relationship? Ooh, I like this question.
Hold on, so slow that down.
How do you envision balancing independence and togetherness in a relationship? I like this question. Yes.
Okay.
You want me to take a stab at it and kind of mess it up a little bit first?
No, because I want to be fresh.
Okay.
Because I got insight. Balance.
Come a little bit closer. I don't think I can hear you so well. I think it's probably me. Maybe I need to turn off back this AC.
Yeah, because your AC is loud.
Oh my God. Well, it's off. My bad. Thanks for letting me know. Thank you.
I just started to hear it though, but we're
yeah, because it was off before. I just started to feel a little bit warm, but okay, we're good.
Okay, so how do you envision balance and independence, and together?
How do you envision balance? Like, how do you balance independency and togetherness in a relationship? How do you balance that? What does that look like for you?
Well, I think when it comes to independency, you have to independently love yourself, right? First, you have to independently care for yourself. Like if something wrong with you and you need to go to the hospital, you got to do it. Like you an adult, ain't nobody gonna be like you. So there's certain things that you can independently do. But me personally, I resent that word independence when it comes to a relationship, because you get together because you both see something in each other that you can use, that you feel is valuable to each other. And so I depend on you in a sense for that, because I need you for that, just like you need me back. So it's more of an interdependency, like we always talk about. So I don't know, but I envision balance. I think that's one of the first things that I look for. If that gets thrown out of whack, right? You have to be the cream to my coffee. You have to be the sun to my day. You have to be.
It sounds like you're speaking from a place of your heart.
Like, listen, because
it felt like you're going somewhere deep.
Because listen, how do you envision balance, right? Forget we out of independency because we know we need each other, but that balance, we can't be the same. If we both sitting on one side of the seesaw, then it's gonna always be stuck tilted. You gotta go over there, because I'm hyper, so I need you to kind of be calm. Or you hyper, so you need me to be that smooth, calm. And that's like with me, and the reason I said it like that is because that's not who I am. I'm the smooth, calm, always the thinker. My wife is the hyper. Like, I always need somebody that's a go-getter, out there hustling, working out, this and that, doing, like, living life, like, because we give each other a break that way. Because I'm gonna go do my thing and work out, and I ain't about to be working out with you at the gym. We can have a day or two but like, I'm doing my thing. Your friends, my friends, but we do have friends together. I need somebody that's different. I don't like to go to now, some things got to be the same. I don't like clubbing. I don't like women that like to go all out every time, always to the club. That's a preference. That's a standard. If you like clubbing 2-3 times a week, me and you probably ain't going to have no long relationship. You know what I'm saying? Like, and so you just have to be that opposite, that perfectly fitting puzzle piece to my puzzle. That perfectly fitting piece to my puzzle. You have to be that. And that's how I find the balance. Because even when it get on my nerves, I need it to get on my nerves. Because I ain't trying to be up in this relationship and we ain't having no arguments or nothing. We ain't disagreeing, nothing, never. Somebody lying.
Kind of awkward, huh? Kind of weird.
What's that? What's that? The young people saying now? The act IKYFL. I know you lying. I know you effing lying. Right?
I'm
like,
over
listen,
here like, what?
Listen,
stop trying to age me on camera.
I seen it in my chat one time. I'm like, what's that? But I kind of thought about it, like, that's what they saying now. Like, I know you lying. So at the same, that's how I feel. Like, you have to be that. I need, like, because it's gonna be times because we're so opposite that we ain't getting along for the day, or you know what I'm saying. But guess what? When we bring it back together, when that come back together, because that love ain't going nowhere, man, it's gonna be that much better. Every makeup, everything, because you were given a test to allow you or make you reflect and look back and see how good it is. You was given that test. If you never have a test, you start taking it for granted. I'm telling you. Let your car be driving good. You ain't thinking nothing of it. Let something start going bad on it. You be like, damn, every little thing that move or happen, you be like, I wonder if that's going wrong now. Now you starting to pay more attention to it because you fear losing it.
I like your interpretation of it. I mean, I'm similar and in many ways a little different, right? And it's probably we go around to say the same thing, right? A lot of times, sometimes we think about it. Shalom, Queen, how are you? You cracking up let me tell you, I don't know if you can see the chat. They're laughing out here because you're using all these acronyms, and I'm like, huh? What is he talking about? Eyes popped open, right?
Tell them
aging me and all.
They about our age. Tell them ask their children what that mean. I bet you their kids be like, they know what it is.
They know everything. Looking at you like, what? Mm-hmm. I thought you was gonna say IDK. I'm like, oh yeah, I know that.
Yeah. I don't know. No.
I don't know, right? I know that one, basics. Right?
I'm the one that did the 18 years. How y'all still on the basic acronyms out here in these comments?
Why are you trying to embarrass me live on camera, though?
Y'all, I didn't say no specific names. I would never.
I'm a part of the y'all. I don't know what's going. Listen,
let me tell you yourself. You was like, here I am. Here
I am. I wouldn't cut that out. You did 18 years in one place. I did 13 years somewhere else. We both did time. Don't play with me.
Okay.
Listen. For those of y'all who know, we did time too. We just now getting acclimated back into society. We was doing time. We weren't allowed to be on our Instagrams, our YouTubes, our Facebooks. It was an issue because that was their breeding ground. That was their playground. So what you doing on there? Doing what they're doing? You weren't allowed to be on there. So it's a whole madness. But let me get back to the question before we get sidetracked, okay? Let me read it just to make sure I'm answering correctly. How do you envision balance and independence and togetherness in a relationship? So how do I see independence and how do I see togetherness? So I like it both ways because I like the fact that two whole individuals can come together to make one. So that me.
Come on, man.
So for me personally, it's that
she get it. She knows this. She knows. Like that's it. That's
because
the formula.
You know, I'm bringing me. I'm an individual, so that's my independence because I don't want to lose myself in a relationship, right? So I want to be able to, like you said, so like I said, we're saying the same thing. I'm just going to word it a little bit different, right? So I want to be able to still go get my nails done and you don't say it's an issue because that's something for me. That's how I came here individually, right?
I'm finna get my nails done, babe. All right, when you leaving?
Go.
You need some extra money?
Go.
Oh, hold on. Hold on, watch this. Let me be sensitive to her needs. Like, oh, what you getting ready to get? Oh, I was getting ready thinking about getting these hearts, even though I don't really care. Like, I'm taking care of business, doing man stuff. I'm trying to get it done, but I do care because I know it means something to you. So I'm gonna take time.
Ladies, listen, please, my queens. You know we're doing this for you. Listen, please.
Because men think differently. So when you
men too,
when you have
be sensitive to our needs. Absolutely.
When you have care and concerns, sometimes the things that you have to care about, you may not necessarily care about, but it's concerning her or him. So you have to be like, okay, well, baby, tell me about it. So it's like, oh, what you getting? Oh, I was thinking about getting a heart and this now. Oh, that'd be nice. Okay, then. Well, you need some extra money? No, I'm good. Okay. Can't wait for you to leave so we can get some separation when we come back. Like, come on, it's simple, y'all. Like,
that's it. And these are good questions, ladies and gentlemen, ladies and men, right? Because yes, ask these questions. What does it look like for you? What does independency look like? How do you envision it? What does it look like for you? What does it look like being independent in a relationship? And what does togetherness look like? I want to still be my own individual person, and we still gonna value our together times together, right? Go watch your game. Go play your game. I go get my nails done. We come back and we talking about it. Man, she done messed up my nails. Look at this. But you know what? It's actually growing on me. The game was good. Blah, blah, blah. We get together. We talk. Right. Go ahead. You know what? Listen.
I know we out of here because we got to get on TikTok. Now we 20 minutes over. Come on now. Dang, we on BPT extra overtime. But listen. We just described to y'all what it looks like for somebody to actually show these different things, because we know as individuals we different, but this is what relationships look like realistically, not no fairy tale book made up stuff. We talking about what we realistically go through, right? Think about this. If a person is always asking you, where you finna go? Oh, how long are you gonna be there? Don't mistake care and concern for putting a tracking device on you.
Control.
And being controlling of your whereabouts. Because when you are two people in a relationship, we agreed on this. So I trust you. I'm not at work all day wondering, I hope ain't nobody over there. I wonder if she doing it. You know what I'm saying? Because the space-time and opportunity is there. A real man don't think about stuff like that, because at the end of the day, if you're doing what you know you're supposed to be doing and y'all communicating with each other, because at the moment I ain't doing what I'm supposed to be doing no more, tell me where I'm lacking at so we can either fix it or I can move on. It'll save both of us the grief and time. You know what I'm saying? And so if a person is all up under you all the time and not really that's come on, man, those are telltale signs.
Telltale signs.
You
see
what
Nikki said, being able to still be yourself, respecting him to the relationship, so y'all could be apart from each other, right? The heart grows fond of each other, and y'all could come back together. I love it. You know, it's a beautiful thing, especially. And I know sometimes in these new relationships, right? And listen, I might be different in old school, right? But just to tie into what Nikki just said, right, while we wrap up, is so if I'm texting you all throughout the day, what are we going to talk about later?
Come on, Nikki.
We do that little morning text and it's okay. Man, go do your work for the day because I'm going to be busy for the day too. Okay? There could be a little hello once, maybe. But listen, I just can't wait to be done with work so I could get back to come talk. Listen, right. But when a person is tracking you constantly and does not give you room to breathe, that is sign of somebody who is toxic, somebody who is needy, and somebody who is not going to allow you to breathe, somebody who is codependent. Pay attention, because these are early red flag, early warning signs, and we ignore them because we feel like, oh, they want to sit there and talk to me on the phone. You know what the first thing that is? Emotional insecurity.
Yeah. Well, you need somebody to talk to.
Ask me more if you want to know more about.
Hey, listen, how many people we know like that too, men and women, who
will
justify and make an excuse and say, oh, my baby don't play about me. They be, or a guy be like, man, shoot, my girl ain't finna have that. She'll be up here in a minute, this and that. And she'll be calling me in a minute, watch. he's taking it as, oh, she really loved me. She always on me. But no, she always on you for a reason. She don't trust you. She don't trust herself. It's something in her that when she feels like she can't allow for you to go nowhere. She don't want you to be able to have no freedom. It ain't just with men, it's with women in both.
It ain't just for that. Y'all need to pay attention. That's called emotional insecurity. And I watched this play out in somebody that I know. And I saw the red flags. I saw the sign and I told them, but you also got to remember as a coach and having friends, there's a thin line and you got to be respectful and learn how not to cross it. Okay. So there's going to be times where it's hard for me being in certain positions that I'm at. Okay. But watching it, you can see the emotional insecurities. Guys, I hope you guys enjoy our conversation. If you're not already following us on TikTok, Healing Your Silence, and Big Unk, Big _ Unk, UNKK on TikTok, and Brown Eyes 48 on TikTok. Listen, we're going over TikTok right now because we're going to have an after party.
Okay.
And let me tell you,
who got the music?
last week we had a real party for real. I'm happy y'all didn't miss nothing. Don't worry about it. Y'all didn't miss nothing. Okay. Wink, wink. Listen, if you guys haven't already, please, thank you so much. Thank you so much. This is they're saying thanks in the comment section. I don't know if you can see it.
I appreciate y'all. Thank y'all for watching. Thank y'all for commenting and participating. Don't forget to like that video afterwards, y'all. Make sure you don't forget to tap that share button and subscribe to the sister. If y'all ain't already subscribed, please subscribe. I know most of y'all are, but tell a friend to tell a friend. Subscribe.
Tell a friend to tell a friend. Oh my goodness. Listen, King, it's always a pleasure having you on here. You're so real, you're down to earth, you're genuine, and you help us to see things from a different perspective. No wonder you're a coach out here doing your thing. Guys, if you need somebody to talk to, if you have a male who you know is comfortable speaking to another man, right, or a man who wants to speak to another man, please, Coach Rez is more than happy to help. He's been married for quite some time now. He have a lot of experience and is empowering youth and young men out here to be better men within themselves. You hear how he speaks. You see how he speaks about things. And you can also tell with his thought process where his knowledge and information is coming from. So you could know if this is someone you want to actually listen to in the future, okay? And as you know already, your girl, Coach Nessa, is here to provide you with as much information so you can heal from these toxic, unhealthy, narcissistic relationships, learn how to love yourself, better yourself, and become the greatest version of yourself. With that being said, I love you guys so much. Thank you again for hanging out with your girl. Thank you. Love you guys. Good night, y'all.